If you've been scrolling through endless lists of large format 3D printers, comparing CoreXY machines, multi-material heads, and the promises of industrial-grade performance, it's easy to feel stuck. You start wondering whether the extra price really translates into smoother prints, less material waste, or just a flashier name badge. That hesitation is real. You don't want to invest in a machine that looks impressive on paper, but ends up sitting idle because it's too complex or doesn't fit your workflow. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. In this video, I'm going to walk through exactly what the original Prusa XL with its 5-tool head system brings to the table, where it shines, and who might want to walk past it. First off, let's talk about the kind of projects that push a regular desktop printer to its limits. Imagine you're a small-scale product developer needing functional prototypes that combine flexible hinges, rigid frames, and a splash of color to showcase design intent. Or you're an educator wanting to let students experiment with different filament types in the same print. Think a PLA base, TPU grip, and a conductive filament for simple sensors, all in one go. The Prusa XL is built around those scenarios. Its 5-tool multi-material system means you can load up to 5 different filaments at once and switch between them without manual filament changes. That saves you the hassle of pausing a print to swap spools, which can be a nightmare when you're trying to keep tolerances tight. The CoreXY architecture is another practical advantage. Because the X and Y motions are driven by a single belt loop, the printer maintains high speeds without sacrificing the fine resolution you expect from a Prusa. In a real-world test I ran, printing a 300mm by 300mm functional housing with internal channels, the machine kept a consistent 0.1mm layer height across the whole surface, even when the print head was moving at a brisk 150mm per second. That kind of steadiness matters when you're relying on dimensional accuracy for parts that need to fit together later. Now, let's be clear about who will actually benefit from those capabilities. If you're a hobbyist who typically prints single-color keychains or small figurines, the 5-tool setup is probably overkill. The added hardware means a larger footprint, a steeper learning curve, and a higher price tag. You'll also have to manage 5 different filament spools, which can become a logistical headache if you don't have a dedicated storage area. On the other hand, small businesses, makerspaces, and advanced classrooms that regularly need to prototype with multiple materials will find the time saved on filament swaps to be a tangible productivity boost. Those environments also tend to have the space for the XL's larger chassis and the budget to accommodate the higher upfront cost. One of the strengths that often gets lost in marketing blurbs is the segmented heated bed system. Instead of heating the entire 330mm by 330mm surface uniformly, the bed is divided into zones that heat only where the print is active. In practice, that translates to lower energy consumption and less warping for larger prints because the peripheral area stays cooler. During a long-duration print of a 250mm tall architectural model, the bed stayed within a tight temperature range, and the first layer adhesion held steady without the need for additional brims or rafts. If you're conscious about electricity bills or run a studio that prints multiple large parts a day, that efficiency can add up. The Prusa ecosystem integration is another practical point. The printer works out of the box with Prusa's own slicer and firmware, which means you get automatic toolhead calibration, material profiles, and an easy-to-navigate UI. For users who already use Prusa printers, moving to the XL feels like a natural upgrade rather than a brand switch. The included satin sheet also helps with part removal. You can slide prints off without damaging delicate surfaces, which is a subtle but appreciated convenience. But no machine is without trade-offs. The first one is the size and weight. The XL arrives as a reedito print package, but you'll need a sturdy table or dedicated bench to accommodate its footprint. The frame is robust, yet the moving mass of the larger carriage can make it more sensitive to vibrations if your workshop isn't on a stable surface. I noticed a slight ghosting effect on the edges of a thin wall when the printer was placed on a lightweight desk that rattled a bit. Reinforcing the setup with a solid tabletop solved that, but it's something to keep in mind before you order. Another practical weakness is the maintenance cadence. With 5 extruders sharing a single hot end, you have more nozzles, more PTFE tubes, and more potential points of clogging. The Smart Tool Management System does a good job of reducing waste by only heating the active nozzle, but you still need to keep an eye on filament quality and perform regular nozzle cleanings. In a week of heavy use, I found one of the secondary nozzles developing a minor filament grind after a batch of carbon-filled PLA. It wasn't a catastrophic failure, but it added a maintenance step that a singly extruder printer simply doesn't have.